you said earlier that it was all a blur, but fortunately it was captured, and that's one of the reasons we're here today to talk to you. You're putting out a double live album. It's already out. It's basically a double album of your performance at the US Festival in 1983. It's a double album with a beautiful gatefold, lots of never-before-seen pictures. I think there's only 750 copies being printed. You can buy it at the official triumphmerch.com website. When you're putting that album together as sort of a retrospect and looking back in those times, what memories come rushing back to you?
Geez. I guess all that, because we had to, there's a couple of segments we had to kind of remix a bit, because there was, which I didn't remember, but during Rick's extended guitar solo, where he shows off how talented he is, and he still is talented. There was for the video, the DVD of it, there were like fan interviews during the guitar solo with Depp, and there'd be fan interviews, like 3 or 4 of them, and I totally forgot about that. And then when we put out the CD of that, it was the same thing. There was interviews on it. I had no recollection of it. The mastering engineer called me. He says, "Hey, I'm cutting the parts there for the vinyl." He said, "What about this interview stuff?" And I went, "What interview stuff?"
Bonus.
Now, this is, to be clear, this is on the Live at the US Festival CD, DVD that came out a few years ago, not what we're talking about today.
That's what we're talking about, yeah. So I go, well, we can't put that on a record. It should not have been on the CD either. It's stupid. Yeah. So I go, okay, now we got to find the original multi-track of it. And I don't care. You got to find them, or do that, or we edit out that part and shorten the solo down or something. But no, that cannot be on the vinyl. It was a mistake to put it on the CD, but it's not going to be on the vinyl. And we're down to the last minute because, it's not really coming up till July because of the backup at the plants. And now I'm late delivering the parts, to the manufacturer, and I'm going, oh, Jesus. They got to find the multi-tracks. They got to find the mix. They got to remix. They got to do whatever. Edit back in and then recut the lacquer for it. I'm going, oh God, this is going to be crazy. This guy, Chris Criar, who manages the studio, was also the mastering engineer there. He found the digital copy of the mixes of the multi-tracks. Was able to get rid of the interviews, recut it, get it done all within like 24 hours. And I figured it was going to take a fucking week,
Wow.
But got it all done, sounded great. Got off it went. They got sent the manufacturer at the pressing plant now, waiting to be warmed up into test presses.
Can you tell us about, it was all analog. So how, or when rather, tell us a little bit of the process, if you know, how they tracked it live at the show, and then years later, of course, it came to digitize the multi-track.
So there was basically a recording truck there, which would have been the kind of truck that did any of the Westwood One shows or the King Biscuit Flower Hour or whatever, right?
They ran a snake out of the truck and had recording tape machines in the truck.
Right.
That concept is amazing when you think about, but it happened all the time. I mean, that's how Westwood One and King Biscuit, and that's how all those shows were produced anyway.
All the live stuff.
Yeah, some of them they would just sound check and then hit record, and they were lucky if they were able to fix and mix later on because it was analog, and if they were able to sound check.
Well, even a lot of it was not even recorded multi-track. It was just recorded, quarter track, right? Stereo. That was it.
Yeah, that's a 2-track, left and right.
That was it. Yeah, a lot of them, and then they got they grew up in a 16 track, and then it was 24.
So you know what that means for listeners here on Talk Louder Podcast? Back then you had to be good. Your band had to be good. Because
true.
live is live. 2-track
Yeah.
is stereo. That's like hitting record on your phone and holding it up. That's exactly what that is. It's just better quality because you had a sound check and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are from the era where your band had to kick ass.
Yeah. Yeah. There was nowhere to hide. You were, the emperors didn't have the clothes on,
Yeah, that's right.